So Jad, I've known you for around 1 year now. I think when you had like 300 followers on your page, Wolf of Bay, and I want to congratulate you again on 10K followers. It's
Thank you so
actually
much.
amazing. Um,
Thank you.
so to start off this podcast, just want to ask you that the day you started the page, when you got the idea of starting Wolf of Bay, are you in the same idea or the same context that you are in now? Like, it was something then, and is it the
Mhm.
same thing now but bigger, or did it take a totally different way?
Okay. It's a great question, actually. أول شيء كيفك؟
All good, man.
then what you're doing is amazing عن
Thank
جد
you, man. Thank you. I
واسمش
really
بس
appreciate
قدامك
it.
يعني بس it's amazing.
انا قلت لك I'm grateful
And
لانه انت you pushed me to take this step again.
man,
Yeah, yeah.
it's it's all in your mindset, trust me. And what you're doing is amazing. اللي كنت لك اياه about the page, like I'll be very honest معك. I tested a lot, I changed a lot. حتى هلا اذا بتفوت على my page and you just scroll
Yeah.
down بتلاقي انه لا انه في a lot of types of content. The way I present them غير كليا. It started off as slay, عن جد slay. I had passion in this industry, so I always uh, like I really enjoy sharing those things. But then like there's one thing that really changed everything اللي هو when I used to talk with people on the AMs and they used to share their stories and the economic problem that we have now and they need help, etc., etc. I literally remembered myself 5 years ago. And I remembered how hard it is and you didn't have anyone to ask.
Yeah.
So I set up this goal وقلت I wanted to be this person for those people in which أنا كنت عم بدور عليه I didn't find it. So هونيك it was really serious and I waved off a lot of my clients لأنه like a year ago I used to still take clients. I waved off a lot of clients to focus or to add this Wolf of Bay thing as a daily task in my schedule. I didn't imagine it's going to reach up to 10K or hopefully 100K and more. But I fucking enjoy every single second of it. Every
Yeah,
single
yeah,
second of it.
yeah. I totally understand, man. But before we get back to the page, you said that you waived off clients at first. So
Mhm.
usually when you waive off clients, how do you take the process? How do you do it? And do you give them alternatives for waiving
Mhm.
them off? Or maybe if it was an ongoing project, you cut it midway.
Exactly.
What do you do?
Okay, so in my case, all of my clients were a retainer. يعني every month we set a plan and we execute for the upcoming month. So أكيد ethically, I told them around 2 months ahead. I told them that it's going to be
Yeah.
our last month
So you give
working
them time
together.
to explore their options and so
Of
on.
course.
Yeah.
And I think every single person should do that because at the end of the day, you have a name for yourself. So the idea,
Yeah.
so a lot of people, especially هون in this country, think if I stop working with someone, it means he's my enemy right now.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. You can
They
stay
tend
on
to take
great
things
terms.
personally and so on.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly. So stay on good terms with them and just explain why you have to waive them off. And if you can offer them alternatives, it'll be amazing.
yeah. And as a client, should I always have a backup plan? Let's say, like, if I'm dealing with a
Of
freelancer,
course.
for example, or anything, I will just have this scenario in the back of my head that maybe something will happen and he will wave me off.
You always have to have a plan B, especially if you're working with freelancers.
Yeah,
And in most cases, when you're working with freelancers, especially here, you don't have contracts. Although fee contracts for services, fee contracts for freelancers, but in most cases, Lebanon, we do not do that.
yeah,
So on the safe side, always preferably is to have a legal contract. But at the same time, always have a plan B. Always have a pool of connections in which if one did not work, if one waved me off, if one left, I would directly have another option.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So I want to ask this just to get for myself to learn it and for the people who are watching to learn.
For
And
sure.
back to the page. This question is really something that I don't want the answer specifically for you, but I want people who are thinking about doing such thing to know why it's wrong. So you grew up to 10K followers in a span of 1 year, I think, or
A
nine
year
months,
and a month.
maybe.
A
Yeah,
year and a
a year
month.
and a month. You could have done that in 1 day by buying followers,
Of
right?
course. Of course. In one
And now,
second.
yeah, yeah. And now we see people that like open a small business, open a small shop, or try to become influencers or whatever the fuck the name is, and just like whoop, 10K followers or 15K followers or 20K followers in a day or not. So for the people who are considering to do that, or consider, or still think that, oh, if my new business has 10K 15K followers, then people will just automatically buy from me. Why is it wrong, and why does it have a
This
it's بيرد عليك?
it backfires. Yes, yes,
Backfires,
yes, it
yeah,
backfires.
backfires. Yeah.
100%. This is the biggest mistake any single person can do. This is the biggest mistake. In case you were a self-branded page, or you were an e-commerce store, or even a normal page, any business page on Instagram should avoid this. Why? Because if you were an e-commerce store, هحكي شوي practical and technical على السريع. Uh, the number one strategy that brings you a lot of sales when it comes to e-commerce and digital marketing is retargeting, and is targeting specific people who took specific actions either on your website or on your page.
Yeah.
So if I bought fake followers, 99% of them are bots.
Yeah.
Are bots from غير countries, غير target audience. So أول شيء, I lost this option of retargeting people who did specific actions on my page. I lost it. Then engagement. What's more important than how much people you have is your engagement rate. Yani, if I had a self-branded page, in most cases, people want to upsell everyone on their page. If I'm buying fake followers, who the fuck am I gonna upsell?
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
So the only reason people would tell me, لا, it's a good idea, because I've had this argument before, is that I would have social proof. And yes, social proof, and I say it a lot on my page, social proof is the number one most important thing any Instagram business page should have. Social proof, أنا بالنسبة لي, it comes before sales any single day.
Yeah.
Because there are so many ways to obtain social proof. And I actually have a post on my page in which it explains how to get the best social proof in like less than 3 months while avoiding to buy fake followers. And besides that, fake followers will vanish. Fake followers will vanish. And if you bought 1,000, على قد after 2-3 weeks هيروحوا.
This is why people keep on buying followers.
Exactly.
The one who buy,
so
keep
it's
on
time
buying
wasting.
Yeah.
It's time wasting.
Yeah.
على قد they're useless. And plus you're spending money on nothing.
Yeah,
on nothing,
yeah, exactly.
And now it's very easy to know. It's very easy to know if someone is buying fake followers or not. So I'm بتحط حالك in a risk in which if someone knows, if a brand knows, or if someone wants to do a collab with me knows, this would destroy me. So خلاص, avoid it. And I see a lot of people doing it, man. A lot of people everywhere, whether it was a self-branded page, a business, or people who actually call themselves experts in this industry.
Yeah,
a lot of people are doing it. So, which actually annoys me. But I've told you this before. And I do not mind anyone buying fake followers if it was just for fun. خلاص, he's enjoying it. I always say it on my page, do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
But if you're in a position which you are buying fake followers, and you either بتعطي advice for people or بتبيع شيء, for me, I'm going to expose you on the spot.
Yeah.
And that's it.
It's like in gaming, either it developed a culture of the pay to win, like you're playing a game, you find it very difficult to pass certain levels, so you just pay to unlock it. It's the same. Yeah, it's no longer fun. It's the same on social media. It's the easy way out, and it's not a good way. It doesn't even gives you no credibility, no authenticity, and it doesn't get you sales. So, and we shouldn't deny that now ناس صاروا أذكى. People know. Like maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, you would just see the followers easy, like, damn, look at that, he's so famous. But now fake followers is like the stupidest thing. It's like everyone knows if someone's followers are fake or someone's are fakes. And even the comments, some people keep buying comments.
Hearts and fire reactions.
Yeah.
And great post, man.
Yeah. It's the same comment. Yeah.
It's very easy to know. It's very easy to know. So I don't understand why people بحطوا حالهم in this situation. It doesn't bring you sales. It doesn't bring you anything. And plus it backfires.
Maybe because they see the instant result, like they see the 10K followers, but they don't see what happens in between. They don't see what will happen if they do it. Like they 100%. Should look beyond just the page looking good. Like, 10K followers do look good, but 10K real followers look even better.
It looks even better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So And about the page, I want to ask you this. You have a personal account on Instagram, right? You have another
Yes.
account.
Yes.
So is Wolf of Bay Jad, or is Wolf of Bay an entity on its own? Or can we see one day someone else behind the page, or a team, or maybe someone else coming up with the videos, doing
Okay.
lives, everything and so on? It might become an
Okay.
entity on its own.
Exactly.
Yeah,
اثنين strategies are correct. على فكرة,
yeah.
a lot of times when we used to have a huge clients who are mainly in the GCC, who used to have channels or a self-branded page, we used to, Amrar, it's either we tell them, لا, we want the page to evolve around you, أو Amrar, no, we want it to evolve around a
This
content
is the
or the
identity
ideas.
of the page, right? Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. And in my case, يعني فيك تقول it's me. Like for the people who know me in real life would know that it's the
They will
exact same person. And
associate
if I
Wolf
have
of
a
Bay
real
with
friend,
Jad. They will
yes,
associate it.
yes,
But some people, like,
exactly,
when
exactly.
they talk to you or DM you, the ones that don't know you, they are talking to Wolf of Bay,
Mhm.
and like, okay, it's
100%.
like a bot responding to us, or a certain expert that nobody knows. So
Exactly.
maybe this is the reason you go live. Maybe this is the reason you show your face. Because if you
100%.
remember, when you first opened the page, it took a lot of time for you to actually show up.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I tested a lot, and now every single person who asks me, I need tips to grow my self-branding page. Besides a lot of tips اللي already حكي عنهم, the number one tip I tell them is show your face.
yeah,
Show your face because انت in a place where بتنصح العالم, advices, tips, etc., etc. So anyone can go on Google and just copy everything, even if they did not try it, and
yeah,
just post it.
yeah,
But when people see who you are and know who's behind it, and especially when they check or audit his or her portfolio, it adds credibility.
yeah, yeah,
يعني if you ask a lot of people on my page, man,
yeah.
there are people that بحياتي مش شايفهم. We talk on daily basis on the M's every single day. Oh,
Yeah,
it's more than
this is the
500
culture you
people.
created for the page. This is the like the
100%.
environment you create, like a safe place for people to actually talk about their
A
problems,
safe
their
place.
financial, yeah, yeah,
100%.
their financial
100%.
problems. It's like, okay, so if I tell my problem to this guy, okay, it's safe. He's gonna help me out. Nobody's gonna know.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
100%.
yeah,
100%.
yeah. So where's it going now? Where's the page going?
Okay, so where Wolf of Bay is going from a technical Instagram perspective all the way to 100 million followers.
Yeah,
But where is it going in terms of plans? I had a goal in 2020. We were able to help 221 people open their businesses. At least هولي اللي حكيوني رجعوا. Our
the
goal
ones
is
that
to
you
make it
know about.
1,000. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
By the end of 2021, our goal is to reach 1,000, like 1,000 people who actually started because of this page. At least I had something to do with it, and it's making them happy.
yeah,
So our goal is to reach 1,000 people, and my goal is to spread as much content, free content on this page as possible. From a practical perspective, I want to start shedding light on a lot of other topics besides Facebook ads and Shopify and dropshipping, because those are the three top topics we were
yeah.
talking about in 2020.
Yeah,
Because there are a lot
you're
of
now the
other
reference for drop shipping. You're now one of the reference for
although
drop shipping.
although I don't dropship.
Yeah,
I told
yeah,
them that.
exactly. You said
I
that
do not dropship.
a lot of times. You just said that you do it, like you know how
Exactly.
it goes.
Exactly.
But because so many people are interested in drop shipping, it was a really big trend from 2017 up until now, I think, and so on.
100%.
And everyone like, okay, drop shipping. Yeah, there's this guy Wolf of Bay on Instagram. روح احكي. Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
بس ليك في شغله انه I tried it. I had two drop shipping stores, بس انا as in Jad, I'm not a fan of drop shipping.
yeah.
بس on my page, I'm a huge fan of drop shipping because
Allah.
although like I tried drop shipping, يعني I have the number one rule on my page, and I'd love to implement this rule in the whole industry. If you did not try this, do not give advices on it.
Yeah,
So I do not drop ship now because I have a lot of other things to do. But I've tried drop shipping. I actually had two drop shipping stores, and I tried it for one reason, so that I can really understand the ins and outs. I can make some money out of it, so that I can teach it or at least give advice in it.
yeah,
Drop shipping is amazing. Why? Because you can start with below $100 or even below $50. and people in Lebanon want, because we all know the economic crisis we have. So why would I go and tell them, if you want to make a lot of money, go and private label a brand or start your own brand. لا, it was a dream of mine 5 years ago, but I couldn't afford it because we all know that in أقل شيء is a range of $8,000 to $20,000 if
Yeah.
you actually want to have a great start for a brand. So I would be only أضيع وقت العالم. It's time
Yeah.
wasting. So لا, start with dropshipping. It's either هتعمل منها كتير مصاري or it'll be the best learning experience for you to either sell services or train for when you start your own brand.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of marketing, speaking of digital marketing and advertising and everything, again, it was the trend, and it still is the trend. And we see most brands, businesses, in their budget, it's over 40 to 50% in marketing and advertising and creating campaigns, creating a brand awareness, and creating the culture and everything. But why do we still have, and me, you, and a lot of people like us are still trying to tell people that marketing is not a cost, marketing is an investment.
Of course,
And
of
people,
course, marketing
when
is
they
an
try to
investment.
calculate their financials or their income statements or whatever to plan for their spendings for their businesses, they always consider marketing. Okay, how much will it cost me? Well, they should actually consider, okay, what will I
Exactly.
invest in marketing? Because they
I
don't
have an
see,
answer for that
yeah,
actually.
they don't see the ROI. They just see like, okay, I'm gonna spend. Okay, then what?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like 20 years from now, it wouldn't be the case. Why? Because a lot of small business owners right now uh, either come from a family business or an old generation, أو عندهم حدا in their family who has a business. So a
yeah,
long time ago, we didn't have a lot, أو we didn't have at all e-commerce stores. So when you open your store على الشارع, on the streets or in a mall, etc., even if you do not spend a single dollar on marketing, people would still see you
yeah,
because انت on the streets.
yeah,
So they had this mentality انه انا if I spend on marketing or if I don't spend on marketing, I would get the awareness I want because I'm on the streets.
yeah,
Everyone would see me. So up until we would take off this mentality, it might need another 10 years. But see a lot of people, especially new generation right now, who are understanding that marketing is an investment, especially when you're on e-commerce, and especially that now we have digital marketing,
yeah,
which is 99% cheaper than
yeah,
traditional marketing, and I think it's more than 80% efficient. I think 5 to 10, 15 years from today, we would have eliminated this idea from people's minds.
Do you think
Hopefully.
that physical businesses will die, or that having a physical location will be a plus? Because now physical store have the website as a plus. Like,
صح.
yeah, they have the physical store. You go on, oh, we have also a website if you want to check.
100%.
But I think maybe 10 years from now, maybe, like, everyone will have a website, and like, if you want, we have a physical store if you want to check it.
100%.
Yeah,
Like, أكيد it depends on the industry, but I think especially for retail, يعني it wouldn't be a loss to have a physical store, but I'd shift my investments. يعني
yeah.
instead of investing in a $300,000 store, لا, I would add
Give us
this
some
investment.
examples of industries. Which industries will
I
require,
think the fashion
will
industry.
benefit from a physical store, or
Okay.
which industry will just be an addition?
I think the fashion industry would يعني we will still see a lot of fashion stores
Yeah,
who have a
because
physical
people
store
has
because
to try things and
exactly
so on and
in
see
the
how
end
it look. Yeah, yeah,
100%. In the end انت عندك a target audience, and of course يعني each person would think غير way.
true.
أنا مثلا I'm not a fan of trying clothes in a shop at all. I take
Me
it.
too,
If
exactly. Yeah,
I buy it, I go home. It's either it's good or it's bad. I return it or I don't wear it.
yeah,
But see, a lot of people know. So in order for me to serve all of my all of my target audience, I think having a physical shop is a huge plus. But people started to understand
yeah,
that the most important investment is in e-commerce. Oh, we have talked about this a lot before, but because of this pandemic, people, it was a live proof for people
Yeah,
that
we
if you
have
have an
business
e-commerce store
like 21
without
Forever
borders,
21. They closed
they
because they
closed
didn't
all
go
of the
online. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. So, so I think this was a live proof for people that
yeah,
you should shift where you invest and focus more. I wouldn't call it 80-20. I would go for 60-40 and 60% is for e-commerce.
yeah,
لأنه يعني هلا أكيد هيدي يعني it would take us 3-4 hours to understand my يعني إذا بدي أقنع حدا in e-commerce. بس imagine what you used to pay 100 or $200,000 for, you can pay for it 1,000 or 200,000 or 2,000 right now. In which in traditional shops you used to reach 20 to 30,000 people. Here you're reaching 30 and 100 million people.
yeah, yeah,
Even payments have changed. So there's a lot of reasons why everyone should actually move online
yeah.
now.
I totally agree, man. Whether it's a personal page, a personal brand, like if the person, the guy is the business, like coaches, for example, or experts or so on, having a website, just like having a physical store or a physical office,
100%.
if you want, and like having the website, will they can put their portfolio, their contact information, everything about them. Uh, and speaking about that, this is something I really love to ask everyone about customer service. You know, in physical stores, customer service is a little easier. Like you don't have to do much because most probably in most cases the people will come to you. They will come to the store. Hello, I had an issue with this product. How can I fix it?
Exactly.
So, and online, you either have to
Exactly.
reach out to people and proceed with the feedback, and it's not very easy to fix something if it happens. Like maybe you are shipping
100%.
worldwide, they took it to another continent, and something happened there, and they want it either
100%.
refunded or returned. So how do you think this should be taken on? كيف لازم يشتغلوا عليها? Because in
100%.
physical stores, most of the
It's easier.
responsibility on customer service is on the actual client. يعني you'll be like, okay,
100%.
اذا هو بده يجي رح يجي، مش رح اركض وراه
100%.
وقول له شو صار معك. Yeah,
100% ليك. هلا في a lot of ways مثل on most of my e-commerce stores I have this automation plugin in which after someone purchases from my store, he receives an email after 15 to 20 days which asks them about their feedback and review. So here's a small indicator in which I'm reaching out. Another thing is that every e-commerce store I have, I always hire a support like I always have someone who handles
customer
support,
support.
especially when it comes for
Yeah,
returns and refunds.
yeah,
Why? A lot of people would neglect this because they think, no, it's extra investment. خلاص, I'll take care. No, 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 no. Because what's more important than one persuading a person to buy is when if they have a problem, you would solve it.
yeah.
And here's where the
This is where you
credibility.
get retained clients. You create returning clients and loyal customers. This is
Exactly.
the
And when
best
you
thing a
prove,
business can have.
exactly.
Yeah,
And when you prove in like you're caring and there's nothing in return, who will feel something in return on the long run with word of mouth, credibility, etc.,
yeah,
etc.
yeah,
But here's where the satisfaction would show for a client. So in every store I have someone who takes care of this. He has a WhatsApp number only for the store. He has a dedicated email and he has the chat from the website. All
yeah,
what he does or all what she does is that if anyone has any problems, if anyone wants a refund, if anyone had a technical error on the site, you take care of this.
yeah.
We don't want any single person to go there and find no one to talk
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
And this
And
is really important.
yeah, and having great customer service also will show that you understand your own product, you understand what you sell,
100%.
you know what could go wrong, you know how you can fix it, and you care about the people that buy it. This brings me back to a video I posted like a week ago about having putting on your business account that no exchange, no refund is actually bad for you, and it will not
It's,
protect you from people who will
of
return. It will
course,
just show that
of course.
you don't even trust your own product, because
Exactly.
even if you have zero
100%.
customer service, if you truly trust your own product, you will not even care about not having an exchange or refund policy.
100%.
Yeah, yeah,
100%. And like in one of my investments, which I did in the past 3 or 4 months, it was it has to do in the health and beauty. It's a product that has to do in the health and beauty. It's not a very cheap product. يعني عم نحكي لك around $90. before we rolled it out in the market, we have tested it on more than 250 people. We got the FDA approval, CE, etc., etc. And even if we are 100% sure that it works, up until now, at least with every 1,000 new clients, we always find 1 to 2 or 3
It's
who
normal.
are
It's normal.
unsatisfied.
Yeah.
I always have a script in which we talk to them, we try to solve it. At the end of the day, if they didn't want it anymore, I tell them, keep it, here's your refund.
Yeah.
Because I believe that this client is dissatisfied. It's either I lose him, only him, which is only $90,
Yeah.
or I lose him and his surroundings.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
there's a
Because
science
he's gonna
that
talk.
says
He's gonna talk either way.
if he's unsatisfied,
Yeah.
he tells on average 11 people. If
Yeah.
he's satisfied, he tells on average a person.
Yeah.
So with those $90, I might buy 2 or 3 people.
Exactly.
He might have told them that he had a bad experience.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly. And one last thing about customer service, in the policies there is sometimes a certain limit for clients to come back to you and demand a certain refund or a certain exchange. So let's say for whatever reason the client forgot or like just waits too long and just like, okay, I'll just tell him whenever I get the chance to. How do you explain to the client that sorry, the deadline has passed, there's nothing that can be done
100%.
and so on? How do you
Always
proceed with
make
that?
sure,
Yeah.
it's a really great question. Always make sure that you have it written on your website before he buys it.
Yeah.
This is really important because you cannot go up there and tell them, hey, we have a new rule in which if 15 days passes, خلاص, there's no longer refund. No. عشان هيك it's one of the essentials when you're starting your websites, besides everything I talk about انت عم بتبلش your own store مثل الفيسبوك بيكسل etc. This is really important. Refund policy with shipping policy, everything should be on your site. Even if they were a small page in which 99% of people wouldn't open, at least you have it there. أصلا if you want to have an e-payment gateway outside Lebanon, and I have one in the States and one in Dubai, انت وعم بتقدم الفايل تبعك, they ask you for a privacy one, a refund policy, a shipping policy. They ask you for them in order لتاخد e-payment gateway. So هلا it's being forced. Which is really important. So هيدي step number 1 is to actually have it there. 2, try to understand and always approach in a really nice way, because if you have this end goal, in a worst case scenario, throw it away and here's a refund, خلاص, I don't mind about it. But in most cases, لا, understand yourself. And I work in health and beauty. In most of my products, if they were stored in a wrong way, يعني أنا بكون حاطط له on the product إنه it should be max 20, وهو مثلا حاططها على sunlight which is 28 and it got damaged. لا, it's not my mistake. So
but you have to make sure to tell them that in a very clear way.
So always ask them questions. Ask them, how did you store it, etc. And then you'd either raise it to a support manager and take a decision, or you already have an FAQ and you just answer it.
Because most of the time the clients will return the product thinking that the fault is on you for whatever reason. But the questions that you will ask them will allow to know exactly if the problem is from you or from them or for 100%. Whatever reason possible. So with that's everything about customer support. I still want to go back to Wolf of Bay and just talk about, like, you get hate, obviously, right? But let's say in an idealistic scenario where you have never provoked anyone, even if they're fake, even if they're doing something wrong to the community or whatever, you're minding your own business and you still got hate. Why?
Exactly.
Why would it happen?
Happens everywhere.
Yeah.
It happens everywhere because
it happens to me too, but I just want to know your perspective as well.
In the same way. We don't all think in the same way. A lot of people think, unfortunately, they think that if someone else is doing better, it's affecting them. Although it's not affecting them.
You're taking something from their way.
Exactly. Even if it was a direct competitor. I cherish competition. I love ethical competition.
It's good for the market. It's good for the market.
Man, it's amazing because everyone would have a plus. I would work my ass off in order to do شيء أحسن from what they did.
It will encourage innovation.
They already increase their quality, and the end customer is getting better quality from the both of us.
Yeah, yeah,
But
exactly.
when it comes to self-branded pages, a lot of people still have this misconception and know if someone else is providing more value, it means I'm doing worse. Although I've said it before, and no, I always share a lot of competitor pages on my page for a reason. I have a goal from this page, which is we want to spread free awareness and knowledge to people. So if I'm doing it and he's doing it, he's helping me.
Yeah,
Effort and more awareness.
true, true.
But there's a lot of people who see it. A lot of people actually talk shit about me. في قصص خاصة and personal قصص in general. If it's in general, I don't waste my time. If it's she about me or a close friend or a family member, I take it off the page. And
Yeah,
I face them off the page
yeah,
so
yeah.
that we don't waste people's time. Unfortunately, all of them don't answer their phones. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So there might be a time where Wolf of Bay will no longer be just Jad. As I said first, like you said, people might hate you on a personal level and so on. So what would happen if, let's say, for example, you're at 100K followers, 200K followers, and Wolf of Bay is a real community, a big community, not just Jad. It's not just this one guy on the DMs. You
Exactly.
have over 1,000 DMs per day. How will you proceed with that? How do you think it will go?
Exactly. Okay, so on day one when I started, for the first 3 4 months, I used to get 3 to maximum of 10 DMs per day. Now we average around 150. And plus, we have added a TikTok channel with Discord channel, which we have around 200 people.
Yeah.
And now we're joining on YouTube and
And
on Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
We
Yeah.
just joined today. So, like, I treat it like a business or like one of my e-commerce stores, which is scaling. Hala, I might for sure hire people to help maybe in the design of the content
Yeah.
or things that wouldn't actually change if I did them or someone else did them.
But the guy who
But
replies
when
on
it
DM
comes
will always be you.
exactly
Yeah. Yeah.
because a direct contact with people is something Anjad I enjoy to do. There's a lot of
Yeah.
times that I spend 2 3 4 hours per day على حساب شغلي because and I don't talk about it because I'm actually enjoying it. Like as much as I'm helping people, they're helping me too.
Yeah.
It's something
Yeah.
I really do and
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. So I don't think anytime soon I don't think it's gonna happen at all. And no, حدا تاني might actually answer to people.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally understand, man. And one thing again I want to talk about is that like
Sure.
the community itself. So it's basically free awareness. You share free tools, free products, free ways for people to grow their businesses and so on. So if you have someone else, maybe who you don't know, who's offering the exact same thing, but he or she
Amazing.
is charging a price for it, right?
Okay.
And people come to ask you, why are you doing this, or should I go to this one or this one, and they are conflicted.
Amazing.
And maybe if the person who is charging for it is not doing anything wrong,
For
he's
sure.
giving them normal courses or so on. So would you, as Rad, as Wolf of Bay, would you tell them, no, just check my page, it's all free, or would you tell them, yeah, go pay, or you would just be neutral towards it?
100%. Actually, it happened with me hundreds of times. وهبعت لك screenshots after this talk because it happens with me on daily basis. أول شيء, a disclaimer, إنه when people charge for transferring knowledge, it's very normal. It's legal, ethical, يعني على قد في شيء اسمه جامعة,
Yeah.
which is 100% normal.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is not wrong at all. But in my case, I know I have other income revenue streams. I have my own stores, etc., etc. So, and I had this emotional idea behind this page, and I want to keep it this way. But when
Yeah.
people ask me, I always say that even with people who I actually argue with, Amrar, I don't like, because there's a lot of people I don't like in this industry.
Yeah.
If someone is offering paid or free help, he's in a position where I have to tell people about them. But I would rely on people's knowledge when taking a decision. Which
Yeah.
means when you want to choose a coach or when you want to choose someone from Instagram, even if it was just for free on Instagram, even if it was me, rule number one for me is, did this guy do it or not? I don't mean is he successful or
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Did he
This is
do what
the
he's
issue
saying?
of authenticity. This is something I
Exactly.
put it
Exactly.
right here, man. Authenticity is the most
100%.
important thing, because I said that in one post. Like, you could be the most knowledgeable guy about a certain industry, and no one can blame you. You can know everything,
Exactly.
but the thing is, the problems that you think you know will be too idealistic, too from the book. Like, people will follow your
صح.
advice and just يفوتوا بالحياة. Like, oh, how did that happen? What do I do
Exactly.
now? And you'll be like, oh, ma, in
100%.
the book it didn't say like that. You memorize the whole book, but you will be giving
100%.
way too idealistic advice.
100%.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm with practical learning every single day,
yeah, definitely,
which is why I'm
definitely.
not a fan of our industry إذا بدك being taught بالجامعات. It's not that I'm not a fan of it being taught at universities,
The way, the
but
way,
I
the
don't
way it's being
think
taught.
it's exactly
Yeah, yeah,
because I think universities are great for theoretical learnings. When it comes
definitely.
to practical, I think the only person who can teach you practical
Someone
is
who did
you.
it. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
يعني
yeah, yeah,
آه،
definitely.
تتعلم منهم, go and execute them. And
Yeah.
that's the way how I learned for free every single thing. And that's the way how a lot of people are learning on my or on other pages. And it has been proven that when
Yeah,
you learn and execute at the same time, you get the
I
best
think
results.
this is why some people prefer paying someone to teach them something rather than spending time on Google to learn it, or so on. It's like, okay, Jad,
100%.
I'm gonna pay you this amount. Teach me how to do that, because I know that you actually did it and really did it and
Mhm.
went through it and put your time, your effort, your money into it. You just don't
100%.
know how it works. Like, as you said at first, why you love dropshipping, but you don't consider it as your main source of income, because you tried it. You actually opened your laptop, you put money in it, you saw how it goes. And
صح.
I can go on, or anyone can go on and go to YouTube, watch every video there is about dropshipping,
Exactly.
and call myself a
Exactly.
dropshipping expert, and let's go. I'll take $100 and I'll teach you everything about dropshipping.
It happens.
Yeah,
It happens
yeah,
every day. It happens
yeah.
every day. But you wouldn't know that.
How can people check that? Okay,
Okay.
they
أول
can
شيء,
ask, they can
ask them
ask.
live
Yeah,
questions.
yeah,
Ask them live questions, which is one of the reasons why I go live every single day on Instagram. And every single time I have an interview or something, I always tell everyone who is interviewing me, I do not want the questions ahead of time.
yeah,
أبداً أبداً.
yeah.
Because I love improvising. And I think if someone actually, he knows what he's saying,
There's no need
he
for
doesn't need to
preparation. Yeah, yeah,
prepare for
yeah,
this
yeah.
content.
Definitely,
Exactly.
definitely.
So step number one is ask them live questions. If they answer you, they might be in a place in which عن جد they might be إذا بدك أكثر
Yeah.
credible من
Is there
غيرهم.
any way to take it
But
any further?
if you never see them,
Is there?
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Like asking for a portfolio does not always work because you can always fake a portfolio.
yeah.
But
And
it's
for me,
your
it's
right.
maybe
It's
asking
your right.
people who worked with him, maybe, or
Exactly.
people who
Ask
had
for reviews and
experience. Yeah,
testimonials.
yeah,
Ask for reviews بس اكيد مش الريفيوز and testimonials اللي هن on the side.
yeah, yeah,
Like if he claims to have worked with ABC, go and ask ABC, which
yeah,
it's your complete right, even if you're only and even if it was just an ebook for $5. في
yeah,
الآخر it's an investment, so it's your
yeah.
right till the end to ask about this person, whoever it is.
And then,
It's your
and
right.
is it ethical? This is one last question. Is it ethical to bring this review and tell the person, okay, I asked this guy about you, and can you explain this, for example, or if you have a conflict
Mm,
of opinions, like if I asked A
mm,
about him and he told me, yeah, it was a great experience, he taught me a lot and I made money, and if I asked
okay.
B and he told me, oh, he scammed me and everything, do you think
Okay.
this is a problem from the actual clients? Like, he
Like,
considered it a scam, or maybe,
I should know who I'm asking. I should
yeah,
know who I'm asking because a lot of people actually would talk shit about a coach, etc., because هن ما عرفوا كيف
yeah.
يعملوها.
This is
Like
exactly
I
what I
know.
wanted to say. Yeah, some people can this two people, they can ask you a question, and like you can give them the exact same answer.
Exactly,
Someone would go on
exactly.
and test it and retest it and
And it
keep on
works. And
practicing,
the
and
other
it
person, it
works,
wouldn't work with
and
them.
it will and he will call it scam. He will be like,
Mhm.
oh, Jad scammed me. He told me something and didn't work.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Like عادة, especially عندنا بلبنان and in the region, we're a small circle.
yeah. Oh, fuck.